An exciting start to any show, the Buzzcocks, and have you ever fallen in love with somebody that you shouldn't have?
You stir my natural emotions. You make me feel under the hood, and I'm hurt. And if I start a commotion, I run the risk of losing you, and that's worse. Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fallen in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone you shouldn't fall in love with? I can't see much of the future unless we find out what's to blame. What a shame. And we won't be together much longer unless we realize that we are the same. Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone you shouldn't fall in love with? You disturb my natural emotions. You make me feel under the hood, and I'm hurt. And if I start a commotion, I'll only end up losing you, and that's worse. Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone you shouldn't fall in love with? Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone you shouldn't fall in love with? Someone ever fallen in love with someone? Ever fallen in love with someone you should have fallen in love with? I fall in love with. Ever fallen in love with someone you should have fallen in love with?
Hello Moon Stompers, we warmly welcome you back to this channel. Hope your dopamine levels are. Anyway, I'm Mrs. Moon Stomper.
And I'm Mr. Moonstomper. Guys, as ever, amazing to have you on board. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, because it doesn't cost you a penny, does it? Unless they want to give us loads of money, but we said that in the other video and we didn't get loads of money. But there you go, you can't win them all, can you?
You can't.
So, down to business, Mrs. Moonstomper.
Down to business.
What have you been listening to this week?
Still on the Northern Soul Trail. The likes of Benny King, Roy Hamilton, Al Wilson, and Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Riveting. And your LP of the week, Mrs. Moonstomper?
Dave Clark 5.
Oh, no, I like a bit of the Dave Clark 5.
Yeah, album called Weekend in London.
That is absolutely brilliant. The DC 5 also was the Tottenham beat, was it?
Yes.
Which was an alternative to Mersey beat, if I remember rightly.
Oh, yes.
But the Dave Clark 5 had got something about them. They were just raucous, weren't they?
Yeah.
And Dave Clark was the drummer. Not a lot of people know.
I know.
So there you go.
Found out a few years back.
Oh, did you? I kind of knew that all along. But there you go. So, what I did do, but I grew up with music, obviously. So, I've been listening to this
Go
week,
on, tell everybody.
Unashamedly, that two-tone mix I've just popped up on YouTube. It's only got 100 and something views at this point in time.
Give it time, it will grow.
Yeah, so I've kind of got back into that. But my LP of the week, okay, this is a bit of a strange one.
Go on.
It's Queen, Innuendo. So their last LP.
Oh yes.
And that's got some greats on. But the reason I've been listening to that, because this is filmed. We're about 3 weeks in front with this video. So by the time you see this, the date would have gone. But the 30th of October, 31st of October,
31st,
1975, Queen Bohemian Rhapsody was released, and I think you have to say, how do you actually top that song?
Definitely can't.
No.
Cannot.
But that was the era of anthems. And then when you
Yes.
think of that and you put sort of Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell by the side
That's
of it.
another one.
And then Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, which was like way earlier. And then all the other ones, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Freebird, things like that. Those great big long sort of anthemic songs.
That's it.
Absolutely brilliant. Might not be your cup of tea at home, guys, but you know, just thought I'd mention it.
I'll give it a ding.
Absolutely.
Yes,
all along.
Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody celebrated its 50th year anyway.
That's, yeah, I've just said that.
I know.
Yeah, so there you
I
go.
just wanted to say, because I saw it on the news anyway.
Yeah,
Just talking
certainly,
about it.
certainly did. So there you go.
Alright.
Anyway, down to business. So this week's episode, you've all seen the thumbnail, you all know it is already, the Buzzcocks. This may not be your cup of tea, but I wanted to feature this band because I think this band was highly influential.
Yes.
And for me, this was the band that started punk pop, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
And without this band, would other bands exist?
I don't think so.
No, they wouldn't actually. So you've got, you know, ranking alongside the Sex Pistols and I'd say the Damned, the original sort of punk invasion of the UK.
Oh yes, yes.
And those bands get a lot of, they're slated quite a lot.
I think so.
And I think that's unfair because without those bigger bands that charted in those days, would you have known about smaller bands? Not a lot of people would have done. So
True.
yeah, and that's because there was no internet, there was no social media, and you had to rely on the press
Yes.
and DJs such as John Peel to put it out there. But if it wasn't put out there, you'd never know about it, would you? But
Hell no.
this is the band that, for me, started probably or were instrumental in the Manchester scene.
Oh yes.
So, Mrs. Moonstomper,
Yes.
who the fudge are the Buzzcocks?
Like you said, the English punk rock band formed in 1976.
Yeah, hailing from Bolton, so
Yes.
Bolton in Greater Manchester. So when I say Manchester band, Greater Manchester,
Yes.
and Manchester will always claim that band.
Oh, right.
And that's fair dues, actually. So formed by Pete Shelley
Pete Shelley.
and Howard Devoto. Pete Shelley being the singer-songwriter of the outfit, and a funny man to boot as well. So straight into it, looking at their songs, right, they weren't the normal sort of anarchy type songs full of politics and other horrible things. They were punk rock, power pop, punk pop, that sort of thing. Love songs amongst other things as well. So they were singing about everyday life, and I
Yes.
kind of like that refreshing change. But they got the commercial success with it was the fusing of pop and the rapid fire punk energy. So they actually got the success through that.
Yes.
And the sort of singles the singles they did were
Singles Going Steady.
yeah. So Going Steady, you mentioned Going Steady.
Yes.
That is apparently according to Ned Raggett, that was a punk masterpiece. But
course.
Devoto left the band in '77, and he formed Magazine.
Yes.
After which Pete Shelley then became sort of like the principal singer-songwriter
Definitely.
in the outfit. And then you've got the classic lineup of
Yes.
the Buzzcocks, which was Shelley, Steve Diggle on the guitar, and Steve Garvey on the bass, and John Mayer on the drums. And that was like the sort of Buzzcocks, where they did the first 3 LPs. Which for me is the best Buzzcocks of the 70s, obviously. Other people may disagree. And the band broke up in 1981,
yes.
and that was through a dispute with the record label.
It was, yes.
Yeah, but this was a band that, I mean, it was independent as well, so they're one of the first independent bands.
All right. Yes.
So that was another sort of first. Certainly wasn't the first, but it was one of them.
One of them, yes.
Yeah. Then the band reunited in, I think,
Got
was
back
it
together in '89.
89?
Yes.
And then cracked out another 6 LPs, and then that was before Shelley's death. So Shelley died in 2018.
Yes, he did.
But then again, they've had like quite a roster of lots of Tony Barber, Phil Barker on I think Barber was on the bass and Barker was on the drums.
Yes, he was. Yes.
But the band remained active.
Okay.
But Diggle has been there through thick and thin. And he's now assumed lead vocal duties
Right.
as of 2019.
Yes.
Yeah, so like I say, for me, a great band and certainly influential.
Yes.
I just love it's that band's compact. You know, a lot of people will go, yeah, they were middle class university students.
That shouldn't matter. Though,
Who gives a fuck?
Shouldn't matter.
Who gives a fuck? But the thing I like about that band is they're musically they're good.
I think they're talented.
Yeah.
Especially
So
the late Pete Shelley.
yeah, no, I think he actually studied music, barring the early part of the band, because I think that sort of formed in '75, and they were trying to get like a Velvet Underground vibe.
Oh yes.
But it's the way they got the name, because everything's Buzzcocks. I think that's absolutely something. Well, you know.
Like you mentioned in the other videos, something from Ann Summers.
But
If you know, you know.
But Devoto and Shelley said they chose the name Buzzcocks after reading the headline. It's the Buzz, cock in a review of a television series, which was, I think, it was the Rock Follies.
I remember Rock Follies.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And they read
in
that
Time Out magazine.
Yeah, apparently so. And the buzz, that's the excitement of playing on stage, apparently. And cock, that's Northern English slang for mate or friend.
Yes, bright cock.
Yeah, apparently so. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But the name sort of captured that was quite a daring name.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, because of the sexual connotations. And at that time in the 70s, it was like
people still a bit prude, weren't they?
Well, yeah,
the Mary Whitehouse years.
Yeah, they were indeed, and you know, the things you couldn't say on TV, the things you couldn't play on radio, the things you couldn't print in newspapers or magazines.
No.
It was quite sort of we were quite limited, especially in the United Kingdom. But
most things were censored, weren't they?
That name was like, wow, that's really, really daring, and it captured the imagination of loads of young people.
Yes.
So they did the first live gig, I think it was in '76, and I think it was at their actual college, I think it was like something called Garth Davies played on the bass, and Mick Singleton played the guitar, I think, and they also played in
It's a local band called Black Cat Bone. Black Cat Bone.
Okay, right, fair enough. Okay, I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, Mick Singleton played the drums.
But I think the defining moment for those guys was the Sex Pistols, I think, and I think it was after reading an NME review of the Sex Pistols' first performance in February '76 that Shelley and Devoto travelled to High Wycombe together to actually see the Pistols.
Oh yes.
And yeah, loads of bands did that, saw the Pistols and came away with a great idea. Why wouldn't you? And love all over the Pistols. They were highly influential. So
Definitely.
they pretty much got the sort of the kick from that, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And I think it was when the Pistols performed at Lesser Free Trade Hall in Manchester in June '76. I think that was like the catalyst for a load of Manchester bands, including like the Fall as well, which we will be featuring on the channel at some stage.
Okay.
But the Buzzcocks actually intended to play at that concert, but then other musicians dropped out and Shelley Devoto were unable to recruit replacements in time for the gig. So can you imagine that if they'd have played at that, what that would have turned out like? That's a strange one, isn't it? Yeah.
Something for you to think about.
Yeah, exactly. But once they'd recruited Diggle and Mayhew, the Buzzcocks made the debut, opening for the Pistols at the second Manchester concert, which was on the 20th of July at the same venue.
Oh yes.
So, and then I think there was a brief clip sort of floating about where I think they were actually performing like a Trogs number.
All right.
And I think that was there's a documentary called Punk Attitude, and I think you can see that on YouTube still. And that was directed by Don Letts. So if you don't know who Don Letts is, Don Letts has done. Just go Google the guy.
He's a musician and a film producer.
Yeah, a really, really good film producer as well.
Yes.
He's done some great stuff, including like a Skinhead documentary, one on Two Tone, and then Punks as well.
Oh yes. He also appeared in Big Audio Dynamite.
Yeah, okay, for his
Nick
sins.
Jones.
Yeah, okay.
From the Clash.
Yeah, and then I think the Buzzcocks made their London debut, and I think there was at the screen on the green supports the Clash and the Sex Pistols, and then while the next month they played I think it was the 2-day, it was the 100 Club Punk Festival.
The famous 100
Yeah,
Club.
and that was organised by Malcolm McLaren.
Yes.
But then I think they were on the roster, the Anarchy in the UK tour roster, but they were later replaced by the Damned,
Alright.
if I remember. But still a great band. Yeah.
Oh yes.
And then I think it was during the live performances was when they began developing their own sort of material. Yeah.
Yes. Things like ever falling in love with someone and
Yeah, but yeah, they did. Yeah, and I think I know they did I think it was like an 11-track demo or something, and that was done at some studios up north. I think Stockport Studios. And that was held back. It wasn't released till 1991. But yeah, sort of going back to that, their record label, I think that was so again, like I said earlier, making them one of the first punk groups to establish an independent record label.
yes, definitely.
And do you know what? The rest is history. But I know that EP was produced by, I think it was Martin Hamnett at Indigo Sound Studios.
Yes, it was. Yes.
But
It was roughly recorded.
it was a shit recording basically.
Oh.
But that's part of the pardon the pun, that's part of the buzz.
Alright. Which was repetitive and energetic.
Yeah, but
Sort
that's punk music for
Yeah,
you.
yes,
Especially their style of punk music, completely different. And the EP, I think it was released in 1970.
Re-released,
It was released in 79. I think it was late. I think it was autumn 79, where it only got to 31 in the charts.
Yes, it did.
But sort of winding back a bit. So when Devoto announced his departure in the band, which was, I think, was in 1977.
1977. He wasn't really pleased. Wasn't really pleased with the direction the band was going.
No, he wasn't. No, far.
Or the genre was
yeah.
taking its statement.
Yeah,
as well.
far from it. It was
He disagreed with the movement.
Well, he just said he didn't like the punk movement, which I mean, okay, fair enough. That's it's not going to be to everyone's taste, is it? You know. And he just said basically he said it was old hat.
He did.
He said once it was like sort of unhealthily sort of fresh, and it's just old hat. And then he returned to college for a year and formed a band. Did he do a band called Magazine or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pete Shelley took on the vocals and the local duties.
as we mentioned earlier.
Was the new lineup signed with United Artists Records, the UA?
Yeah, it was.
The Electric Circus in Manchester.
Yeah, they did that, and I think it was summer of '77.
Yes, it
It
was.
was actually the day Elvis Presley died, which
yes.
is weird. I think it was 16th of August.
Yes.
And the first single they did was Orgasm Addict,
Yes.
which was released in October '77. Okay, which is that's really tongue in cheek. Go listen to the lyrics on that, guys. I think it's quite a good single. And that was the start of the collab with I think they had a producer. Was it Martin
Russian.
Okay. And that would last until the end of the 70s, where I think the band embarked on a headlining tour as well.
Yes.
And that was during which Smith was found to be unreliable and was replaced by,
dear.
was it Steve
Garvey.
Steve Garvey, was
Steve
it?
Garvey.
Wonder if he's any relation to, what's his name, Garvey?
Which Garvey?
From Elbow.
Oh, Guy Garvey.
Guy Garvey, I just
Guy
wonder.
Garvey.
I just wonder. Okay, I don't know.
could be.
I don't know. It's probably not, but I just wonder. Okay. And then one of my favourites, the next single was What Do I Get?
I was thinking about that.
I love that single. It's so compact. It's just
Yes.
and that was released. I think it was February '78. And that only
reaching number 37.
Yeah, why did it
The
only get
UK
to number
charts.
37? I don't know, but you could kind of see punk was sort of petering out then. And then it was followed next month by the debut album, which was Another Music in a Different Kitchen.
Okay.
Strange name, and that reached
number 15. Yes.
Yeah.
In
And
the
then
chart.
then in May the band embarks on the Entertaining Friends tour with the third single I Don't Mind, and that reached number 55 in the singles charts. Okay.
Up and down, it fluctuates.
Yes, so, I mean it's they weren't. What I'd say is they weren't like sort of majorly successful. They weren't the Sex Pistols, but like I say, this band's really influential.
Yes.
And it is to a lot of bands.
Of course.
But then I think the band spent most of '78 recording their second album, which was Love Bites, and that reached
number 26.
No, it didn't reach number 13 in the charts.
Number 30, sorry.
Yeah, and then they did a tour off the back of that, which is a UK tour. And probably the biggest single they got off that was Ever Fall in Love. Yeah. But that only reached number 12 in the UK charts. I thought it got higher than that, and I don't know why.
Should have been higher.
Yeah,
My understanding.
I think so as well. It's absolutely timeless. I can listen to that time and time again, and I never grow tired. Some of you guys might hate it.
What, Fine Young Cannibals later on covered it in the 80s.
They did, yeah, but that's not the same.
It's their
is it?
version.
Yeah, it's not, no.
Way different.
No, exactly, way different. Yeah. And then they did I think was it Promises?
Yes.
And that got to number 20 in the charts.
It did, yes.
So-
In the UK chart.
What say? Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll finish it. Yeah.
See you in a bit.
So, see you in a bit, guys.
Buzzcocks, Manchester's greatest ever band. Well, that's what Liam Gallagher told me a few weeks ago, actually, listening. I think Buzzcocks are a very inspirational band, and Buzzcocks are a band's band, really. We've inspired a lot of bands. It kick-started the whole Manchester scene off, But many bands have come up to us, big bands like, U2, R.E.M. and saying, Buzzcocks inspired us in the early days. And I think, that was the main thing about it, really, about feeling alive and, inspiring ourselves, but to inspire other bands was, an extra thing with it. It's not something you set out to do, but it's a great compliment for the band. The strongest influence on me personally, just life itself, really, even more than the music. The music is like the icing on the cake for like real life, really, We was kind of dealing with reality, singing about the human condition and what people have to go through, And hopefully a bit of revolution in there as well, So that's what made us stand out on a lot of bands, We grew up with a lot of the 60s stuff, the heyday of like people like the Kinks and Doe, Beatles, Stones, all the 60s things, Bob Dylan, all that stuff. So that was there in our consciousness when we started, really. Later it got into like 70s things like the Velvet Underground, and art sort of came into it a little bit more and stuff like that. It was more down to this punk attitude rather than using any of that in a sense, We were trying to figure out what this new thing is called like punk rock at the time, really. But I'm sure all those influences are there somewhere. Life-changing singles, there's many of them, really, Growing up in the 60s, it was like a plethora of like classic singles, Anything from the Kinks, The Who, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan was one of the first albums I heard as a kid, And the Beatles and the Stones and all that, I should say Bob Dylan, but I'll say Strawberry Fields Forever. When it's a Well, for me, it'd be Harmony in My Head, because that's an important song to me. And the crowd in the middle section, I pick the mic up and they'll sing along with it. It's a magic moment in the set, I was very influenced by James Joyce and Ulysses, and so it was that thing of using cinematic imagery rather than linear writing, like a story. It was all this cinematic input, which Joyce was talking about. And it's very powerful, and it's a lot of people's favourite,
Change the things you don't understand. Sociological input. Dangerous to your mind.
Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you found that interesting.
Hope you did. There you go, the Buzzcocks. What more can you say? Yeah, so they I think it was a different kind of tension was a third LP,
Yes, it was. Yes.
and they split up after that, and sort of all went their separate ways, did different things.
They did, yes.
Then the catalyst to those guys reforming was EMI, of all people. Ask the Sex Pistols about EMI, I don't think they like those, but EMI released the Buzzcocks back catalogue, including the John Peel sessions, and they released them on CD.
Yes. they
So
did.
CD was relatively, it wasn't new, but it was relatively new.
Yes, yes.
If that makes sense. So I think
Been around a few years.
I think it was 88 when they released those,
Right.
and that was the catalyst that's caused the Buzzcocks to reform.
Yes.
Was the making of that. So I wanted to touch on something. So just like sort of briefly, it was the death of John Peel
Oh yes.
in, I think it was 2005 when he died, and that kind of, I wouldn't say it rocked the world, but the punk and alternative music had lost a bloody good advocate.
Yes. It wasn't for him.
Pete Shelley re-recorded "Ever Fallen in Love with Someone You Shouldn't Have," and he did it with a group of, well, you can only describe
Rock
as superstars.
stars.
Yeah, Roger Daltrey, Dave
Yes.
Gilmour, Peter Hook, Elton John, and Robert Plant. For God's sakes, that
Wow,
is
what a collab.
that is fucking star-studded.
Wowzers.
And the proceeds of the single were donated to, I think it was Amnesty International.
Yes.
And then Shelley used the song live with Plant, Daltrey, Gilmour, Hook, and Jeff
Beck as well.
Beck, another legend, at the 2005 UK Music Hall of Fame. That is something.
Wow.
That is
Phenomenal.
something else. It's the fact you've got Dave Gilmour in it, Jeff Beck, are two of the greatest musicians, and Daltrey and Plant. You just can't, and Peter Hook as well. Wow, that, and Elton John.
Oh my gosh.
That's
So
just
many icons in one place.
wow. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, we could sort of go on and on and on about these guys, but I think Barker left the Buzzcocks in 2006 and he was
Yes.
replaced by Danny Farrant, and they went on and on and on. But Pete Shelley died in 2018,
Yes.
and it was in Estonia,
Okay.
Tallinn in Estonia.
Wow. Gosh.
Which I've never been to Estonia, but I always
I haven't.
kind of imagined that as a sort of cold, wet sort of.
I always picture it as well, really sort of snowbound.
Yeah, whether I'm right or wrong, but I think
Blizzardy.
Joey Dunlop died in Estonia as well.
The motorcyclist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the TT racer.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yes.
basically, I think there was a race in Estonia, a road race, and he hit a tree, and that was
Oh,
the end of Joey Dunlop. But I digress. I think it was Estonia. I'm probably wrong.
Oh, right.
If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen.
heard about that.
We'll correct
Hear
ourselves.
something about
But another fucking legend. But I digress.
Two wheels.
I digress completely.
Back in the room.
Yeah. And that was a sad loss. It's a sad loss to music. But what that person did was inject some humour into music,
Oh yes.
and it was subtle humour as well. And I think you have to listen to them and watch them to kind of understand it.
Oh yes.
But loads of bands, such as, God, what bands were inspired by those? Probably Green Day was certainly inspired by the Buzzcocks.
Yes, I'm with you.
But Stiff Little Fingers were also inspired by the Buzzcocks as well.
Yes.
So earlier bands as well. So it's not just the modern day bands, the earlier bands. But whether people like punk can't say. Whether people like punk pop or not is, that's, it's subjective, isn't it?
I think those around at the same time, Stiff Little Fingers and Buzzcocks, were they?
No, they were out just slightly afterwards.
okay,
but again, another great band. That's a band we should feature on the channel as well. In fact, we will do. But I mean, the Buzzcocks played in, they played in places like Serbia.
Yes.
So those are not quite behind the Iron Curtain, but it's that Eastern European,
Yes.
the Eastern European countries that were starved of that.
This was at the Exit Festival
I think
in Serbia.
I think it was.
Novi Sad.
Didn't they even do a performance on like a small balcony in Dublin for a music, like a
Viral music show.
balcony too.
There's a balcony overlooking Dame Street in
Okay,
Dublin.
fair enough. Yeah. So I mean,
Yes.
we could, like I say, we could talk all day about this band, but we just wanted to showcase them because I think that, again,
I think they deserve a bit of a
I do as
exposure.
well. Absolutely, and it's a bit mainstream. I know that. Okay, next week we'll probably have something different. So talking of that, Mrs. Moonstomper.
Oh yes.
What have we got coming up next week? Do you know? You don't, do you?
No.
No, neither do I.
I don't.
But whatever we've got will be absolutely bloody amazing, I dare say. And we'll get 1 million views from it.
Ka-ching.
Well, not ka-ching, because we don't even get monetised for these. So,
I know, I'm on about the views, ka-ching, the views.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the views. It is. It's all about the views and the subs as well, if you please. So, Mrs. Moonstomper.
Yes, Mr. Moonstomper.
Dare I ask this?
Fire away.
Have you got anything else?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, God, no. She's going to come out with a joke, guys. So I do apologise in advance, but let's have it.
The other day at a car boot sale, people around the car boots opened, selling all bric-a-brac and knick-knacks and wicker shit and all that, candles. And they came over to my car, my boot was open, was having a look. And I says, oh, you can take that vacuum cleaner, it's only gathering dust.
Oh, God.
Take it for free, I don't need it anymore.
No, I don't need your jokes anymore either. But okay, fair enough. That was mildly amusing and witty. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, my sides are spitting.
Okay, Sorry, it was that funny. I forgot to slap my leg when I laughed.
I'll slap it for you.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So, anything else?
No, have you got anything else, Mr. Moon?
I haven't.
Anything funny to make the Moonstompers laugh?
No, my dad jokes are exceptionally bad. Exceptionally,
I should say.
Exceptionally naughty, actually. So I won't repeat too many of my jokes, otherwise we will get struck off.
No.
Yes, I've got nothing else.
Brilliant.
No, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. And so all of you as well. Brilliant. So guys, until the next time, I've been Mr. Moonstomper. Much peace, much love. I love you all. Peace out, guys.
Love you all, Moonstompers. I've been Mrs. Moonstomper. Great to see ya. Hope you enjoy. See you next time. Ta-da!
I just wanna love her like any other. What do I get? I only want a friend who will stay till the end. What do I get? What do I get? Oh, what do I get? What do I get? Oh, what do I get? I'm in distress, I need a caress. What do I get? I'm on the make, I just need a break. What do I get? What do I get? Oh, what do I get? What do I get? Oh, what do I get? I only get sleepless nights alone here in my haunted bed. The interest in the town I tried. I wish that only happened to me instead. What do I get? Oh, what do I get? What do I get? Oh, what do I get? do I get? Oh, what do I get? I just wanna love like any other. What do I get? I only wanna follow love to the end. What do I get? What do I get? Oh, what do I get? What do I get? Oh, what do I get? Well, let me tell you now. What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? No love. What do I get? No sleep at night. What do I get? Nothing that's nice. What do I get? Nothing at all, at all, at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. 'Cause I don't